Me say me sorry if you never get to treat me like you want to treat me. Me nah gonna make you take your dirty foot and walk over me. Not a try for you to treat how you please. Use me, abuse me, and then you leave.
My guest today knows what it means to tell a story from both sides of the lens. Before many people knew Joby J as the recording artist, she was a photographer trained to observe and tell stories from behind the camera.
You know one guy you think, you know I'm a teacher, doctor, lawyer,
Indian
nurse,
chief.
yeah, firefighter, police. You want me to take picture? What you mean?
Today, she's an award-winning Jamaican recording artist and photographer who has built a creative identity that is unapologetically her own.
And it's funny because I used to be the type of girl to hold on to words so much to the point where I wouldn't even realize when the actions weren't matching up, because through you tell me all the nice things, and I say, yeah, that thing sound nice, yeah. To the point where I wouldn't realize when like certain things, it's like I said, Joby, and I realized that them I said this, but them I do X. Them I say, but them I do X. So now I look at people's actions.
But finding your voice is more than learning how to use it. It's about having the courage to be seen, trusting who you are when comparison creeps in, knowing when to reinvent yourself, and learning not to measure your worth by the applause that comes with it. So today, we are going beyond the music and beyond the photographs to meet the woman behind both. We are talking creativity, confidence, identity, self-worth, reinvention, and what it really takes to find your voice without losing yourself in the process. Hi, I'm your host, PatriceJWhite, and this is Coffee and Shakes. Every week, I sit down with people from all walks of life because I believe everyone has a story, but more importantly, everyone has a lesson someone else can use. Together, we'll explore the experiences that shape them, not just what they've accomplished, but what life taught them along the way. Here, the guest isn't the destination, the lesson is. So grab your favorite coffee or your favorite shake and let's start today's conversation. Today's coffee partner is Moy Hall Estate Coffee. Joby.
Hey.
Welcome to Coffee and Shakes.
Thank you for having me.
So here we believe that wellness is brewed differently.
Okay.
So with that said, there's a signature question it's a question I ask all my guests. When you hear the word wellness, what does it mean to you today? Not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago.
Wow, I think for me today, wellness means a lot of intentionality. I think so it's easy to get caught up in like, the everyday and hustle and the bustle and, the things that we deem are the most important things in our life. And I think it's very easy for us to sometimes put ourselves last. So when I think of wellness, I think about a lot of intention and just from a holistic view. So we're thinking about the mental health, the emotional health, the physical health. So that's how I think about wellness right now. Yeah.
Okay. So for someone who don't know who Joby J is, tell me who you are.
Wow, who am I?
Apart from being this beautiful young lady sitting in front of me, the young lady I see on TikTok who, our makeup thing ever on point.
Yeah.
Along with, you always dress lovely.
Thank you.
So I want to know who you are behind, the social media presence.
Yeah, right. Joby J, Joby is a lover of life. And because I love life and I'm fascinated with human relations and people and love and just the beauty of nature and just life itself, all of that comes out into what I do. So I'm a musician, singer, songwriter, performer, and I'm also a photographer. So everything that I do is linked to just who I am as a person and what I love, what I believe in. So yeah, when it comes to music, it's for me about upliftment. It's about love of God, love of self, love of the people around you, whether that's your family, your friends, your romantic partner. I'm very passionate about reggae music, so that is the channel that I've chosen to bring whatever it is that I want to say in the world through. And for me, it's just about being true to myself and making sure that I'm intentional about what I put out, because music is very powerful. So I try to do that. And same with photography. I am very fascinated with people. I love people. I like learning about people. I think people are very intricate and very interesting. So for me, I'm happy that I get the medium to show people how beautiful they are. People love to say, "Oh, Joby, you make me pretty," and I always correct them and say, "No, I'm not making you pretty. I'm showing you how pretty you are."
Oh, I love
So
that.
I like just documenting life and showing people, their own beauty from my perspective. So, yeah, that's who I am.
So I love when you talk about beauty. Cool.
Mhm.
We are living in a world where we see a lot of surface beauty.
Yeah.
So when you think about beauty, hear the word beauty, what do you think that represents when it comes to the human?
I think beauty is interesting, and I think, I always hear people say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So beauty can mean different things for different people. But to me, I think beauty is just uniqueness. Beauty is confidence. Beauty is intricacy, and I see it in myself, I see it in others, I see it around me. And sometimes beauty doesn't necessarily always have to be about what you see. Sometimes it's about what you feel. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's about your character, your personality, how you treat people, and just how you process life as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So Joby, so when I did my research on you,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that photography is not just fun for you. You actually have a degree in.
Listen, I love that woman degree. I'm so proud of myself.
Yes. So you do have a degree in photography.
Yeah.
So photography came before music.
So actually, no.
Oh, music came before
So,
photography?
I started pursuing photography as a professional career before music, but music always came first.
Okay.
It always came first. So as much as I went to school for photography, when I was growing up, I just always loved music. I was always singing. I was leading the graduation song in basic school, with my best friend. I was singing in primary school, high school, all of that. So I always loved music and I always loved singing. Grew up in church singing a lot. So that's always been a very big part of me. So music has actually always been first. It's just that I took a time before I actually pursued it as a career. So I did photography first, in a sense, because for me, leaving Ochi, I wanted to make sure I could do something that could give me some sort of financial, stability, so I could take the pressure off of my parents. I have two very hardworking parents. So for me, I just wanted to do something that I could make some money, take the pressure off my parents, and then I was always like, you know what? If the music thing happens, it happens. But for me, I need to make money. I need to help my parents. So that was what was in my head first. Yeah.
All right. So we're still going to go way back to younger Joby.
Okay.
So you're from Ocherius?
Yes.
When did you decide to move into Kingston? Because you live here in Kingston.
Yes, I've been living here for about 10 plus years now. But I grew up in Ochi. I went to basic school, primary school in Ochi. I went to St. Hilda's Diocesan High School. That's an all-girls school. We were lavender, you know what I'm saying? We're proper girls. And when I was in about grade 9, I kind of fell in love with the camera.
Okay.
When I was in grade 9, at that time, everybody started having those little point and shoot cameras. They're kind of getting popular now again, which is so funny. But at the time when I was in high school, those cameras, everybody had them. My father had one. I was in high school wondering, what I was going to do for my career. Okay, when you're going into
Third
fourth
form.
form,
Third,
fifth form.
third or fourth?
Yeah, you're supposed to choose your subject
mhm,
based on what career. So I was like,
Are we telling everybody how old we are? We here choose subject I think in sexy days. Common entrance days. How is days with the
I don't mind. But yeah, so I decided to go with photography as a career path because I just really love this. I love taking pictures. I would post my pictures on Facebook at the time, and people would always comment and be like, "Joby, you have an eye," or something like that. So I said, I'm gonna try this. And for me, I knew from very early that whatever I was gonna do for a career, I had to love it.
Okay.
I feel love it. Like I'm a creative through and through. I have to love it. I have to be passionate about it. If I'm not, it's gonna affect my mental health.
All right.
So yeah.
What's the relationship with you and mommy and daddy, with your parents?
My mommy is here in Jamaica along with my younger sister. My father is overseas, but we grew up very close.
Okay.
You know, small nuclear family. My mother, my father, myself, and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty close. They're very very supportive,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very appreciative of that because it's nice when people who have poured into you
Mm-hmm.
can see what you're doing and see
Mm-hmm.
how you're blossoming and say, you know what, I'm happy, I'm proud. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
You decided to go the creative route. Cause you know, the parents then, you know, like for me, I wanted my daughter to be a doctor, lawyer,
Right.
Indian chief, and she decided to become a chef. It took me a while to accustom to that. And you know,
Yeah.
I put out on social media the polished
Right.
version of
Mhm.
accepting her, telling me that she wanted to become a
Yeah.
chef. But before I got to that polished
In
version,
reality,
I
it was
went
hard.
through the what you
Yeah.
say? You think me I said you go school? Yeah,
Mhm.
you know the
We know
typical Jamaican parents.
man.
Okay. So when when you decided to become a creative and that's the route you're going to take career wise, you know, what was mommy and daddy's input where that was
You know,
concerned?
it still blows my mind to this day because I'm just like, it's funny because when I was in high school and I finally made the decision that, you know what, I think photography is what I'm going to pursue. I spoke to my art teacher about it in high school, and I think I went to my parents with a whole like presentation,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, okay, so I want to do this, I want to be a photographer. Edna has a course, I can go to Edna, I can study, da, da, da. And they were very supportive. Like,
Nice, I love that.
and sometimes I'm just like, oh, them do that. Why them do that? Because
Okay,
you
I
need
expect the
to
lift
say,
down thing and
you know what for guy you you know what guy you take, you know what be a teacher, doctor, lawyer,
Indian
nurse,
chief.
yeah, firefighter, police. You want me to take picture? What you mean? But
Pitch up here.
they were very supportive. I think for the music, they're a little bit, because everybody knows how the
More
music
skeptic, yeah.
industry can
Mm-hmm.
be. It's very, you know,
And you're a female. You're
right.
going
It's
into
not
the
the
music
safest,
industry.
and it can be very grimy,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. But for the most part, they've been pretty supportive. I think the hardest thing for them to ease into was probably just like the change in my appearance.
Okay.
So like when I cut my hair for the first time, they were just like, "Oh, why you do that? What you do that for?" So they weren't really at first, but I think now they've grown to understand that this is just me, this is my expression, and I am confident in myself, and I think they've grown to appreciate it too.
And they've allowed you to be yourself.
Yeah, yeah, it took some time.
Oh, it took some time.
You know, but yeah, we're here now, and I think they just understand that this is me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. All right. So when you decide now to move away from your safety net into Kingston,
Mm-hmm.
how did you adjust to that change, not being where you're from? You're now in a new environment. How was it for you? And how did it affect you mentally?
Wow. For the most part, I remember when I was leaving Ochi to start Edna, I had a mixture of emotions. I was excited because I was like, okay, wow, this is me going into my adulthood. I'm gonna have some privacy finally. I'm gonna be able to make my own decisions and just see what life is like. But I was also very terrified because I was leaving my very, very close church family who, my church family was almost like another family to me. So I was leaving them. That was terrifying. And then just how people would make it sound about Kingston. People would make it sound like, Lord Jesus, yeah,
Kingston is safe.
make sure you say be
Yeah.
careful. And then they would talk about, you go to college, Lord Jesus, make sure you not break out, make sure you say no this, all of this. So I was like, I was feeling a lot of emotions. I was happy, but I was also like scared. But I think I did my best over the years to navigate it. And I think one of the things that helped my transition a lot was just having really good people around me. I had really good friends. And I think for the most part, I'm a good judge of character, so I can kind of tell when people, them head on them body, and we can say, all right, then there you can park. I really like when people act like them and have them head on them body. Not to say you have to be perfect, but if you're kind of too shaky, I'm gonna
Yeah.
peace out, stay over there, please. So yeah, it was an interesting journey, but I stayed curious, and I attached myself to people who were kind, people who understood who I was and respected me and would also look out for me. So I think my transition was pretty
Was
smooth
that
for the most part.
okay? Good.
Yeah.
Typically a shake. So yeah, what's I mean? Yeah. I think it is important, but choosing who is a part of your community is key to helping you build who you are, don't it?
Patrice, listen, when I say all the time, me tweet about it, me talk about it, I don't know what I would do without my friends. My friends, you know, your chosen family, you have your family, yes, your biological family, but like my friends
are an extension of your family.
I always say would have perished. I would perish without my friends. Like they have been my backbone, my support system, like in so many ways, mentally, physically, financially, all of them. My friends have been there for me. So I don't know, like you really have to be so careful about who you allow in your space, the people who you share with, your joys, your failures, everything. It's so important because it can really make or break you. And I don't think I'd be even half of myself without my friends. I love my friends.
Cause you know if them pouring in negatively, you know, you understand me. Yeah, go outpour.
Yeah, and I'm a sponge. Like I'm a sponge. I'm very empathetic.
Anything it is.
So like me need to have good energy around me, or it's gonna affect me.
All right. How does the two creative world that you're a part of shape you into who you are now? Because both of them are different in terms of, as a photographer, you're looking through the lens. And then as a musician, the lens now is how it is that you outpour. So you're pouring through the lens versus seeing through the lens.
You know, I think my life is so interesting. And, you know, when I think of just how things have happened, sometimes I would say to myself, I wonder if we did start music too late. Because I started music in 2019 and then the pandemic happened in 2020 and I was so stressed. I was just like, Jesus Christ, what is going to drop down for me now? Why would we decide to say, I'm going to step out as an artist to wear lockdown? That's so unfair. I was so upset. I was so upset. But I think doing photography first and because photography forced me to have like people skills and know how to deal with people and just to control like how I want things to look visually, it has helped me so much as an artist. So for example, even things like this, like when I need to be in front of the camera, it's not hard for me to switch from being behind the camera to being in front of the camera because I've done it so much. And then even before I did music as a photographer, I used to take a lot of self-portraits. I take a lot of pictures of myself. I love to use myself as my own muse at times. So for me to switch, it's pretty easy. And when it comes to my music and like my visuals, my artworks, I've done a lot of my artworks, taken the pictures, edited them. I've directed some of my music videos. When I have songs, like my brain start go off with visual ideas. How may I go, you know, do the video, how am I gonna do the visuals? And then also just when people have to shoot me and how I need to behave on a set, professionalism, time, I have all of that from being a photographer. So honestly, it has helped me a lot. I think they go hand in hand.
So one side complement the other.
Yeah. Sometimes though, when I'm in artist mode, I have to like force myself to turn off Joby the photographer because I have to be like,
okay, start critiquing everything. Yes.
Lighting stand, that good. But no, I've learned to just like relax. So once I'm in music mode, I'm in music mode. But sometimes I'm not a photographer, I jump out and I feel like,
okay.
So yeah.
All right. So you use your music to tell stories. Cool. So walk me through, you know, you're going through like that season of your life. You know, it's a bad season. And you're a musician. How does using what it is that you do to tell stories help Jody on the inside?
You know, even the other day I was posting on my stories and I was being very vulnerable just about, you know, being an upcoming artist as a woman in the industry and how beautiful it is, but also how difficult it is. And I was just being very, very vulnerable. And that night I was feeling very heavy and I went outside and I was crying and, you know, praying to God and everything. And I went in my phone and I was able to listen to my own music to encourage myself, released and unreleased.
Love that.
And it's something that has always happened to me. And I think it's so interesting that the music that I create, it also, you know, ministers to me and it also comforts me when I need it. So like my songs like Mood, even like Cool Breeze and so many other songs that I have unreleased, Free Mind, Bleeding Hearts, songs like that I can listen to when I need a little picker upper, when I need to remember who I am and remember, you know, that God is in control, all of those things. I can listen to my own music. So it's very helpful and I'm very happy that I make music like that. And it's something that's very important to me and I'm very intentional about it. Because as I said before, music is so powerful. So me not take it lightly. Me not want to say anything on a track to put it out. And I also think about like, you know, when I'm older, years from now, I want to still be able to be proud of my music. I don't want to look back and be like, why would it say that time? Why would it? I want to be proud of my music and the stage that I am. So for me personally, like me just very intentional.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we all hear the horror stories of
Mm-hmm.
being a female in the music industry.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that? So it's a two-part question. Tell us how it is that you navigate it,
Mm-hmm.
and then what advice would you give to a young upcoming female musician who is entering into the industry?
Yeah. Yeah, people ask me this question all the time. How do I navigate it?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I do my best to be very professional.
Mm-hmm.
So when I show up in a space to work,
Mm-hmm.
I make sure to let it be known that I'm here to work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yes, I'm a very friendly person, very personable. Me laugh up with you and everything. But like one of the things I do, I make sure that people understand that I work, and then I chicken me a jerk. So like,
Mhm.
please don't get it twisted. And then I also have two women on my team who also don't play. So
Okay.
I think that helps me as well to have a filter. But yeah, I try to just make people know say I work, and that is what I am about. I have to also try to make sure that people don't cross the line. So like if something happens and I don't like it,
Mhm.
I need to speak up about it. And if I speak up about it and nothing change,
Mhm.
but just not say is it I'm gonna take on myself or I'm just not gonna work with that person there again. Um and I also have to keep my ears in the street as well because sometimes people will tell me about a certain person or a certain situation to avoid, and I have to be like, okay. So I have to have my boundaries up, make
Mhm.
sure that people understand that okay, we can do this, but we're not gonna pass this line,
Mhm.
and just making sure that I'm also keeping my eyes open because sometimes I can be in a space I can be very naive and I think everybody's there for the same reason.
Mhm. And they're not.
They're not, sometimes people just want to see how far them can go with you. So that is how I navigated. I just try to make sure that I show up professional at all times because I'm not really into the foolishness, I don't have the time or the energy. And for another upcoming artist that's coming up, I would just say keep good people around you. As I said before, people who can really look out for you and have your best interests at heart. Um, Make sure say you have a backbone. You can't too soft.
Mhm.
You can't too soft. People need to know say if your no is no,
Yeah.
no is no, and if your yes is yes,
Yeah.
your yes
Yes.
is
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Mhm.
Be professional. Be very intentional about how you carry yourself, what you say. You never know who is watching you.
Mhm.
So yeah, be very professional and just have good people around you who can look out for you.
All right. What experiences have shaped you the most? So Joby the artist and Joby the woman.
Well, hmm, Joby the artist. Hmm. I think the experiences that has shaped me the most as an artist is when I get to really connect with people in real life. So, you get love on social media and that's nice. And some people will comment, some people will like, some people share, some people send a DM. But for me, I think the most impactful experiences are the ones that I have with people in real life on the road. And sometimes people come up to me when we're there on part of Jamaica meeting, nobody not gonna know me, and I'm always proven wrong. And I will have conversations with like people who are way older than me, people who are my age. Sometimes children will come up to me, after my performances. It's always those real life connections that mean the most to me because it reminds me that I'm doing the right thing. People are seeing my light and being inspired by it.
Mhm.
So I think those experiences really continue to move me and encourage me as an artist.
Okay.
As a woman, hmm, as a woman, I think love and relationships and dating is impacting me a lot. It is teaching me a lot about myself,
Mhm.
and it is teaching me a lot about what I want and how I go about navigating what I want and knowing my worth and boundaries and all of those things. So right now I think that's what's shaping me the most as a woman.
So you're in the dating era of your life now.
Yeah.
The yes sound heavy, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the yes sound heavy.
Yeah.
Mm. We can talk about that a little bit.
We can talk about
So
it.
I
Yeah.
don't want, I don't want anybody to come for me. But being out there in the dating space
Yeah.
right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's very murky.
That's what I'm saying.
It's very murky.
Yeah, it's rough.
How do you navigate that?
Why? um, boy, yeah, I think for the most part, you really have to just take people at face value
Mm-hmm.
to a point because yes, you want to give people a chance to get to know them and all of that great stuff. But at the same time, I've had to learn to take people for their actions more than anything else. I used to be the
Because
type of
actions
girl.
means more than words.
Yeah.
Your words will say anything it is that you want us to hear,
Yeah.
but your actions is really showing us
Mhm.
who you are and what it is that you're really doing and thinking.
Yeah, and it's funny because I used to be the type of girl to hold on to words so much to the
Mhm.
point where I wouldn't even realize when the actions weren't matching up because Julia tell me all the nice things, and I say, yeah, that thing is so nice, yeah, yeah, yeah. To the point where I wouldn't realize when like certain things, it's like I said, Joby, and I realized that them I said this, but them I do X, them I say
Mhm.
but them I do X.
Mhm.
So now I look at people's actions, I look at how they move, I look at how they communicate, how them be when them don't get what them want,
Mhm.
how them show up for you,
Mhm.
and just how they relate to also other people. I think one of the things I really look for right now in terms of dating and just men is I don't only want to see how you treat me, I need to see how you treat your friends.
Yes.
How you treat your mother, your sister,
Mhm.
how you treat a random lady on the road that you don't know who you're not attracted to.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I
Mhm.
think a lot of times men can treat women who they find attractive a certain way,
Mhm.
but then when there's a woman that they're not attracted to
It's
or
a
have no
different,
connection to,
experience
it's a
that
different thing.
person
So
gets.
make it so you treat people right across
Yeah.
the board.
Mhm.
That will tell me a lot about your
Mhm.
character. So
For me,
yeah,
I want to see how you treat the persons who serve you.
yeah, that too. Yeah, like
That is
yeah,
the telling factor
mm-hmm.
of who the person is,
For sure.
especially given the fact that I used to be in the hospitality industry. My
Mm-hmm.
daughter is in the hospitality industry. So if I should, I mean, I'm not dating now, but if I should go out on a date with a man
Yeah.
and he has no respect for the waiter, stuff like that, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
that we're not even the date, not even
No, yeah, that's what I
not
turned
even
down.
go any further, right? That's so
That's what I
date
turned
done.
down because it's not that serious.
And my
Calm down.
tolerance level, you don't need to explain anything
No,
to
really.
me. I don't need. I'm in that era right now where I'm owl. I tell people I'm owl.
Yeah.
By the time your episode airs, I would have already been 47. So as
One thing
47,
though,
I'm not explain to nobody.
yeah. So yeah, say oh or whatever.
Yeah, mommy. Yeah,
Miss the old part at the bird.
No,
Yeah,
Jobs,
nice impression. I don't know where that.
Jobs.
Next.
When I turn 40, I have to start wear glasses. The eyesight gone.
You know, bro,
The
remember glasses? In high
Yeah,
school.
man, is everything just a hit me, just a remind me I'm getting old. But yeah.
Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's still talk about the dating and stuff because when it comes to wellness,
Yes.
wellness covers everything. People think that wellness is physical health or nutritional health. Wellness is, how it is that you navigate relationships, whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships, or it is that you navigate, your financial wealth. Because if you're financing right, say, hey, like when my money is not there, me no want nobody talk to me.
You're upset.
Yeah, man, me no want nobody talk, girl.
Yeah.
And then Calvin I bring some bill to me.
Right.
You understand me? Yeah, man. My staff them can tell you when them call me and the money right. All right, just give me a breathing space.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I need to. You understand me? What I realize now when it comes to dating, one of the reason why a lot of women are settling, and it goes both ways, women, men.
Yeah.
A lot of women, a lot of men are settling in terms of who it is that they allow in their space. Is because for some of them, they think that the time is running out in terms of the clock.
Yeah.
So biologically for us women, we just think, say, if we reach 30 when I have a man or reach 40 when I have a man, we're going to end up being lonely for the rest of our lives. You understand me?
Yeah.
For the men, it might be, example, an insecurity issue for them. So, so the little hot girl give them the right look. And woo, I'll never land the next hot girl. So we settle. You understand me? What I'm realizing a lot though with females, when we have our past in terms of how it is that we grew up, where our parents are concerned, our parents are not pouring into us in terms of, Jobs, I love you. I love you, baby. Good night. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Joby, you're pretty. You understand what I'm saying? So, you don't have those insecurity issues, etc.
Yeah.
So, because we, from a young age, certain things wasn't poured into us from a young age. When we now become an adult and we buck up the man, then we're telling the right things, them.
Yeah.
Because we never did a hear them.
My dear.
When the signs are there,
Yeah.
that, our words were here, we just start settle.
Yeah.
Or you navigate them things there because you did say that you used to hear you used to listen to the words then, and you also
Yeah.
said that you're a sponge, so you
Yes,
suck up
yeah.
everything.
But not like I've had to learn some very hard lessons. Hey,
I sing reggae song right now.
yeah, bro. I've had to learn some hard lessons. I'm not gonna lie. And as much as how I grew up in a very loving family, my parents really definitely poured into me. And I think for the most part, I grew up pretty confident, very sure of myself. I was always, that enough girl, that outspoken girl. Like I saw me did grow.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, I had a good amount of, self-esteem and self-worth. But you see, when you're touching adulthood now and the safety net not there, and you have to build back your own identity and figure out how it is that you actually feel about yourself and the values that you have is a different thing. So I had to take some time. I've definitely allowed some relationships that never should have happened. I've allowed men to treat me in ways that men definitely never deserve. And I too have been the villain. I've not always been the one to be like, oh, pity me. I've definitely been the person to do some messed up things as well. And I've had to learn from that on both sides. So for me, now, with just all the experiences that I've had and the self-awareness and the growth and emotional intelligence that I have, I look for all of those things in a partner. So like if Missy say, if I can tell that you're not a person who sits with yourself and really do introspection and ask yourself questions and sit with your feelings and process them thing there, that's gonna be an issue for me because I do that on my own and I've always done that because I think it's important as a person. So if Missy say your emotional intelligence is very, very, very low and like certain things is like you have a difficulty to either process or communicate or express, that's gonna turn me off. If Missy say terrible communication, that's gonna turn me off. And my thing is you don't have to be perfect. But if you're teachable and if you're willing to say, you know what, actually I can work on this, we can work with you. But the people them were just like, why are so misty and
Nah, change.
first of all, once I saw mistake, what if I don't know I'm out. Once I say I saw mistake, I'm gone. Because usually I saw mistake people are people who lack accountability and have no interest in growing or
they are going to drag you through the hell, girl. They're going to drag you through the hell.
So yeah, I've had to learn some very hard lessons. I've had to really learn to, as I said before, look at people's actions the most because that will tell you what you need to know.
All right. So if someone should meet Joby away from the stage, away from the camera, away from social media, like my favorite social media channel of you is TikTok.
Yeah.
You understand me? What would you hope they discover about Joby?
Interesting enough, me away from social media and the camera and the lights and everything it's not very, very different. I'm still a lover of life, a lover of people, a lover of music. I love nature, so you'll probably see me at the beach or at the river, or you'll probably see me at a live music event or somewhere where music I play. I love music, I love dance. I love spending time with my friends. So the core of who I am is pretty much the same. I think probably what will shock people a little bit is that I can be very introverted, so I'm very extroverted for the most part, and I'm very friendly, and I know how to rock with people, and I'm full of energy. But I also am very introverted. I love my own space, my own time. I love to be by myself. I love to go out by myself, and sometimes I just want silence. So sometimes I don't vex, I just want silence, or either in my head,
you have to recharge,
right, or me I got a reason. I'm just think about some things in my life, a plan, stuff like that. So I think that would probably be something that people don't really know, that I actually love being by myself. I love my own space. I love my own time, and I really be marching to the beat of my own drums. So yeah, and sometimes I don't really want the excitement. Sometimes, as much as though I know what to do with it, and when I time for me in the limelight, I know what to do. I know how to behave. But sometimes I don't want all of that. Sometimes I just want to chill. Sometimes I really just want to chill.
All right. What habit keeps you grounded? So give me one habit that keeps you grounded.
Journaling.
Oh, you're one of those girlies.
Yeah. I have a journal. Pink one, a green one, a brown one, a black one. Yeah, journaling. It really helps me to work through my thoughts. And I also love to go in my journal sometime and read back my old entries. It's really, really helpful to me sometimes to kind of see the things that I was saying, the things that I was working through, and how I journal like I'm talking to my friend, but I'm talking to myself. So sometimes maybe like, girl, girl, you know, say, sometimes I drape myself when I feel like, girl, and I do what I'm supposed to do. So for me, it's journaling, and just like alone time to like pray, meditate. Yeah.
What's one fear you had to overcome that no one would have expected?
Oh, wow. Um, hmm. I think, you know, as an artist, you have to be in the limelight a lot. And as I said before, I know I've gotten used to it to a point. You know, so when it's time for all of the excitement and the cameras and da, I know what to do. But that took me some time to kind of get used to it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I had to remind myself at times to come out of patron mode, because as I mentioned before, like, yes, I'm an artist, but before I was Joby J, you would see me at the live shows and you'd see me at events because we just love music.
Okay.
We love music. So it took me some time to kind of remind myself that when I go into certain spaces, I'm not a patron. People are looking at me as an artist and I need to behave like an artist.
Okay.
So sometimes we go to my hide and chill and it's just like, Joby, I can't do that. No. Go where you know you're supposed to be. Them are gonna have an open mic segment. Them are gonna want you to go up on the stage and sing something. Just do what you have to do. But yeah, I think that part took me some time to get used to. But yeah, I think I'm a little better at it now. I'm easing into it. But yeah, that took me some time.
How do you navigate the negativity that comes with social media?
You know, I don't get that much negativity. I've experienced it a few times, especially on TikTok. TikTok are the place where you get it.
No, TikTok is. Sometimes I try to wonder if which is worse, TikTok or Twitter, but TikTok is
Oh my God,
horrible.
Twitter is also terrible. Whatever it is. That is also horrible. But I've experienced it a few times, and for the most part, it don't really bother me because for the most part, I'm very sure of myself. If you ever come for me, you have to try come for me with something good. Like, you can't ever come for me with my looks, because I think I'm beautiful. I love my features. I love my blackness. I love my big forehead, my big nose, my big lip. Me love all of them something. So me no know, you have to go find something really good to come for me for. But yeah, and sometimes I just find it funny. Sometimes I just laugh. Sometimes I laugh because, you know, Jamaican people are very creative. So sometimes when they say it kind of funny. So I remember I had a video that went it had got a lot of views. Not necessarily viral, but it got a lot of views. And people started really coming for my hairstyle, like them never love it. And they come for my hairstyle, all kind of comments. But you know, me just look at it and I say, you know what, meet up on the gum, get out where you have to get out. I love my hairstyle. Sorry, you don't like it. I love it. It's my signature. You, me love stamp hair. Me love that barber. I'm sorry. So you know. And then even some of the comments, I remember at one point I started replying to some of the comments and laughing because some of them were really funny. Like somebody said, the other said I'm here that download. I thought that was so funny.
What do you mean by the receipt?
They must say it's a download. Exactly what they were saying here there. So they must say, oh, there's our ear download. I thought that was hilarious.
That
I replied,
crazy.
some of them funny. So yeah, like me not really take it too serious.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and if me realize so like you take things a little bit too serious and you want to bring too much of a negative energy, like you come in for one post and you want to do a next post and me just block it because I'm my phone.
Yeah.
I'm my phone.
No, let us dissect that. Let us speak about that a minute. Now imagine a young artist coming into the space.
Yeah.
Mental is not really there, you understand me? How would you tell them to navigate a space like that?
Yeah.
Because you know you're gonna get a lot of negative criticism.
For sure. And I think, and it's something that I always try to remind myself that, Joby, the more you get popular is the more the negativity is gonna come. So I think for somebody who is pretty new, you have to really work on how you feel about yourself. Because you see, when you have a good foundation in terms of how you feel about yourself, it's not the easiest for people to rock it because your foundation is solid. So you have to work on how you feel about yourself. And you have to also know when to just like put it on the phone, turn it off, don't look at the comments. Or if you have to turn on the comments, you have to do that. Or if you have to give yourself a time off, be like, all right, 2 hours and then we're done. And then we go back to my friends, my family, or my work. You have to find a balance. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very easy to get sucked into social media and you want to defend yourself and you want to answer everybody. It's just like these people who are commenting,
they don't know you.
They don't know
know you.
They only see what it is that you
these
put
people
there.
are miserable and just projecting their own things with them I fight with inside. So like, well, me over there when I'm my nice peaceful self, I go kill myself. I mean, sometimes I have to really answer people though, because sometimes people really be getting it twisted.
Yeah.
You can't answer one and two, but like you can't use up all your energy. So I would say just, manage it as best as possible, So if you have to turn off the comments, if you have to block who you need to block, do what you need to do. But for the most part, just work on how you feel about yourself. Work on that self-esteem, that self-love, so that when people say certain things about you, it will probably bother you, but it not
too much
kill you because you have a foundation. So
like Joby, you're creative, but you're also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because you're if you know work, get paid. You don't have a 9 to 5.
I don't.
As an entrepreneur / creative,
Yeah.
how do you navigate the pay periods? You notice the term I use? The pay periods when the rent due, the light bill due, the water bill due, the phone bill due. Stop. How do you navigate that period and the income now coming? You understand? Because you have the 9 to 5 safety.
My dear, it's definitely rough sometimes. Like for real. Like I'm not even gonna cap. Like it's rough sometimes. It's rough, especially like in the pandemic. I thought I was gonna die. Like and it's so funny. Like I always said to God, like, God, why you feel like you never prank me? Why you do that? Because in 2020, I feel like I was finally getting to a point in my business where, the bookings were starting to come in more often. I had a couple destination weddings, overseas clients. So the month, them I said, alright, me have 2 weddings, some have 2 weddings.
So you can plan out now.
Me say, when the panorama drop, them just start disappear. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Nobody stressed out, Patrice, but it really stressed out. But somehow I got through it. Thank God some job always came through. But even now, outside of the pandemic, sometimes they have slow seasons.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm having to learn to plan ahead. I'm having to learn to be a lot more smarter with my money. Sometimes it's nice for you get a little pay and you want to spend it off quick. And sometimes it's not even a fact that you want to spend it off. Sometimes you just have obligations, you have bills, things pile up. And then
bills are always there.
And then when things are slow, sometimes when you finally do get the money, you have so much things to cover from when things were slow. And then I'm also an artist, and let me tell you, being an artist is not cheap. Cheap. It is an investment. It's very expensive, especially at this stage in my career where it's mostly building. You know what I'm saying? It's I spend more than I make. That's just the facts right now. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but I think little by little I'm getting better at navigating it. I'm getting better at working on my relationship with money. Just putting things in place to make sure that things feel a little bit more sustainable for me. And that journey has been hard because I feel like a lot of things as it relates to like business and money management and all that thing, I had to teach myself. I didn't really have somebody to be like,
to guide you.
You should have this account, you should do this, you should put on this percentage, you should do this. I didn't have anybody. So like I made a lot of mistakes, and a lot of mistakes that I think I kind of still beat up myself for some time because I'm just like, wow, I could have done better with that. But I'm learning, and I have people around me who, I can ask for help and just doing my own research and stuff. So
and you have mommy that you can fall back on.
I'm trying to work so hard so that I can help them.
Oh,
I don't really want to. I don't think about it that way because they've done so much. Like they've done so much over the years. So for me right now, like I'm just trying to get myself to a place that I can help them. So mommy can say, Joby, this one go, yes, mommy can say, yeah.
Nice.
Ready. And we can do whatever we want. But father, they're also getting older.
I can make sure my daughter listens to this part. You understand me? Because I want to be able to fall back on her. I know she's stressing me.
That's just your
girl.
Oh God.
Makena said, that's why you're a mommy.
She said, I didn't tell you.
Yeah, she's a regular to say, look here, I didn't ask to be born in this world. You decided to have it.
So like
now you have a child, suck it up and do your job. It doesn't matter if I'm 22 years of age. You understand me? You'll forever be my mommy. If my head hurts, I'm gonna call you. If I have any discomfort, I'm gonna call you.
Yeah.
It is your man.
She gotta eat that. I can't. You wait that girl. I can't. She have a point. Share the boy. Share the boy. Share the boy.
Yeah, but talk the part again where, you're gonna make your life easier,
But
your
yes,
parents' life.
take care of your parents, just make my life easier, take some pressure off of them. But yeah, that's my main goal right now. I really want to be able to, almost pay back, give back
Yeah.
to just like all the sacrifices that they have made for me. So that's my focus right now.
What does legacy looks like for you?
Wow. Legacy. I think legacy for me looks like the persons, whoever I've impacted, can be my family, can be my friend, can be a fan, a supporter. For me, legacy is leaving something encouraging and impactful with whoever life I've touched in whatever way.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. So I think for me, if somebody can say, yo, I remember when Joby J released that song about mood and she was talking about gratitude. I remember when Joby gave me an encouraging word, or I remember when Joby helped me with something, or I remember when Joby shared my business, or I remember when Joby support. Like for me, I think that's what's coming to my mind right now. I don't think I've ever really thought about legacy, but that's what's coming to me right now. I think, just whoever life I've touched in whatever way, in whatever positive way, for people to remember that and hold on to that to help their own life.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's one conversation that's brewing in your heart right now that you think more people need to have?
Hmm. Brewing in my heart. What is brewing into my heart? I think people need to take more time to sit with themselves. I think it's so important. Like I talk about self-love and self-awareness all the time because it has been so helpful to my life. And I know it's easier said than done, especially if you have a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma, a lot of things that you've gone through.
Hurt people.
Oh, things that you've gone through that maybe sometimes you've buried and sometimes your brain make you forget things to protect you. I know it's easier said than done, but for me, I think it's so important for people to really understand how important it is to sit with yourself. You can't be around people 24/7. You need to be alone. And being alone can be scary. I've been there. I've been there where I didn't want to be alone. Where me get up and I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep. Because I know say if me sit down and really start process and feel it's gonna be so much. But sometimes you just have to do it.
Oh, you got out of that
Have to
season.
do it. Oh, doing the hard things, sitting with uncomfortable feelings, crying if you need to cry, journal, pray, talk to people who you feel safe with, make you feel understood. And sometimes you just need to do things outside your comfort zone.
How important is a safe space to you?
It's everything.
Okay.
It's everything. So yes, I create a safe space for myself, but it's also good to have it in other people who can hold space for you. Because sometimes you don't feel like you can't hold up yourself and you need a little help. So
Okay. All right. What experience or season of your life shook you the most?
ugh, heartbreak for sure.
Everybody ever go through that one
You see,
heartbreak and get over it.
you see when I get a heartbreak,
Rough it. Rough.
when back sit down, make you question your whole life. Your heart a beat fast. You can't sleep. You can't sleep.
You feel like you're having a heart attack. It's been pulled. Literally feel like you're having a heart attack.
Patrice,
Girl, me know what you're talking
you
about.
see the last heartbreak when me get so serious level come, madam. Someone will pray for me now. But say pray for me now because I feel like me lose mine. I'm not lose mine over no man, so talk to God no. I'm not lose mine over no man. It's not that serious. So I someone will pray for me because serious. But how I was able to grow after the outbreak there and the job that I became outside of that after that, after I processed it and I went through it and I grew and I allowed myself to love again and everything, the person that I turned into, I'm so happy. I'm glad we did go through the athlete there. The athlete there did nice. It did nice because it made me who I am today. And it taught me a lot of lessons, and just how to be more cautious and stand up for myself, more speak out, don't allow certain things to happen 1, 2, 3.
Make sure you get some good little lyrics outside to
Of
put out.
course.
Exactly,
Of course,
musicians who have gotten their heart broken have written some of the best
for sure.
music. Ash Adele.
Listen, I remember when I was just going through heartbreak at the time. You're my friend. I know this song them are gonna nice. Mr. Girl, Me a fight for my life when I talk about song. Girl, what are you? Please.
She need for the song burpees for that.
No, like, I was like, girl, be so afraid. I don't want to hear it right now. But she was right.
Yeah.
She was right. So,
You got some good music out.
but yeah, I think that's what's so interesting about intimate relationships. Like it really teaches you a lot about yourself, and it's just for you to figure out what it's teaching you and who you
The
want
lesson that needs to be learned from it.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, heartbreak really shapes me. But wow, the woman it turned me into. I'm so I didn't need it.
Okay.
I didn't need it. Yeah.
All right. So if someone walks away from this conversation remembering one lesson, what would you hope they carry into their life with that lesson?
I would hope they remember to cultivate the relationship that they have with themselves. Yeah, so it's good to have relationships with everybody around you, your family, your friends, but the one that you have with yourself is going to impact every other thing in your
Because some
life.
people don't love themselves, you know.
I'm telling
Them
you,
love everybody
it
else.
shows.
Them love everybody else
it
but
shows.
themselves.
It shows, and you're gonna forever feel depleted. So the relationship you have with yourself, work on that. You have you for the rest of your life. You have you. So
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Joey, thank you for joining us today to share in some meaningful conversations, you know. But I really appreciate you for taking the time out to sit and, you know, pour into the viewers who will be watching this. Guys, if you learn anything from today's conversation, I want you to ensure that you apply that lesson that Joby learned into your life. This is Coffee and Shakes.